For centuries, crossroads in Japan were feared as places where the boundary between worlds became dangerously thin. Travelers once believed that spirits wandered freely where roads intersected, waiting silently in the spaces between shadows and fog. Long ago, samurai performed a brutal practice known as Tsuji-ura, testing newly forged blades on unfortunate strangers who crossed their path at night. The intersections became stained not only with blood, but with fear. And fear has a way of lingering long after history fades away. Over time, the violence disappeared, but the crossroads never lost their darkness. The ritual simply changed. Stories spread through towns and schools of a forbidden fortune-telling ritual known as Tsuji-ura. Desperate people would stand alone at night in the center of a crossroads and ask the spirits to reveal their future. Some claimed the answers brought hope. Others vanished shortly after hearing them. Tonight, thick fog crawls through the streets of a quiet suburban town. The pale glow of a flickering street lamp barely cuts through the darkness. Haru walks slowly toward the intersection, her shoes scraping softly against the damp pavement. Her heart pounds harder with every step. She had spent weeks convincing herself not to come here. Weeks telling herself the stories were only myths meant to frighten children. But heartbreak has a way of silencing logic. Earlier that evening, she watched the boy she loved disappear into the distance beside another girl, laughing beneath the station lights while she stood alone in the rain pretending not to care. Now desperation has brought her here. Her trembling fingers tighten around the wooden comb hidden inside her pocket. The old ritual required only a few simple things: a crossroads, a comb, and the courage to ask a question no one truly wanted answered. The wind suddenly rises. Dead leaves scatter across the empty road. And somewhere deep inside the fog, something begins listening. According to legend, the spirit of the crossroads could never be looked upon directly. Those who uncovered its face were said to lose their minds soon afterward, driven into madness by whatever waited beneath the darkness. Haru stops beneath the flickering street lamp and slowly raises the sleeve of her school blazer over her eyes. The world vanishes behind the fabric. Her breathing becomes uneven as the cold night air brushes against her trembling skin. For a moment, she nearly gives up. Every instinct inside her screams to turn around and run home while she still can, to return to her brightly lit bedroom, lock the door, and forget this terrible place ever existed. But the thought of never knowing the truth terrifies her even more. Her fingers slide across the teeth of the wooden comb. Snap. The sharp sound echoes unnaturally through the empty street. Snap. The fog thickens immediately, swallowing the nearby houses whole. Snap. Silence. Complete and unnatural silence. The distant traffic disappears. The insects stop chirping. Even the wind abandons the crossroads. It feels as though the entire world has frozen in place. Haru's pulse races violently inside her chest. Then, with a weak and trembling voice, she speaks the words of the ritual. Crossroads spirit, tell me true. Will my love ever be returned? The question vanishes into the darkness. Nothing answers. Seconds pass. Then more. The silence grows heavier with every breath until it feels almost alive, pressing down on her from every direction. Haru squeezes her eyes shut tighter beneath her sleeve, trying desperately to ignore the fear creeping into her mind. Maybe the stories were fake after all. Maybe she was standing alone in the middle of an empty street terrifying herself over nothing. But then she notices something horrifying. The air around her is getting colder. Far colder than before. Her breath slowly turns white in front of her face. At first, the shape inside the fog barely looks human. Just a darker shadow moving slowly through the mist. But with every passing second, it grows clearer. Taller. Closer. Haru's body stiffens as the silhouette emerges beneath the street lamp glow. The figure wears a long dark coat that sways gently despite the still air. And it makes no sound. No footsteps. No breathing. It simply glides toward her through the fog with unnatural stillness. Panic floods Haru's chest. Every instinct tells her to run, but the ritual's warning traps her in place. Leaving before receiving an answer was said to invite a curse far worse than heartbreak. So she stays. The temperature drops sharply as the figure approaches. Her breath turns white in the freezing air. Frost begins forming along the street lamp overhead. Then the stranger stops directly in front of her. Haru cannot see its face hidden beneath the darkness, but she can feel it staring at her. Watching her fear. Studying her silence. Her hands tremble violently beneath her sleeves. And somewhere within the heavy fog, she hears another breath that does not belong to her. Haru struggles to breathe as tears slide down her cheeks, still hiding her eyes. She forces herself to ask the question again. Will he ever love me? The Crossroads spirit remains silent for several long seconds. Then slowly a pale mouth appears beneath the darkness of its hood. The lips stretch into a faint, unnatural smile. When the spirit finally speaks, the voice echoes directly inside Haru's mind. Your love is a starving thing. The freezing whisper wraps around her like icy smoke. It will consume him. Haru's breathing becomes frantic. And when it is finished, the entity leans closer. It will consume you. A sharp ringing fills Haru's ears as terror crashes through her body. The spirit's voice softens into a near whisper. You fear loneliness more than darkness in the end. They will become the same. Then silence returns. The fog twists violently around the figure as the crossroads begin humming with an unnatural low vibration. The pressure disappears instantly. Haru lowers her arm and gasps for air, stumbling backward in panic. She looks around the intersection wildly. The figure is gone. The fog rapidly fades into the pale morning light, revealing nothing but an ordinary empty street. Her wooden comb slips from her trembling fingers and snaps against the cold pavement. For several seconds, Haru can only stare at the broken pieces. The distant sounds of morning slowly return. Birds chirp softly nearby. A car engine hums far away beyond the neighborhood. But the spirit's words still echo inside her mind. Not a warning, a promise. Because the spirits of the crossroads do not simply predict the future. They seal it. The camera slowly rises into the pale dawn sky, leaving Haru standing alone beneath the dying street lamp, while the empty crossroads fall silent once more.